Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm out on another walk on my quest for England. I'm starting here at St Mary's Parish Church in Washington in West Sussex, where it says here, according to the records, there's been a church here since at least 1174. And here is the church. Now, I've been here a few times in my videos and walked past this wonderful church and done a couple of walks from here, as well as using the churchyard as a space to explore the architecture of churches and their churchyards. And it is a lovely church. But what we're going to do today is I'm taking a church to church walk. So I'm going to start here in Washington, and I'm going to take a pretty direct route, I think it is, to Sullington, which is near Sullington, where there's another church, and I believe that's the St Mary's as well. It's about a mile and a half, I think. So for me, a 3-mile round trip, but we're only going to record the way there. It's not a circular. And one of the things that we first need to do is to cross that busy A24, which is the main Worthing to London road. But look at this on the left hand side. I think these are donkeys. They're rather lovely creatures, aren't they? There's not much grass for them though. So I'm on the footbridge that goes across the A24 now. I'm filming this on a Sunday, so it's not an early in the morning, because we've had this spate of very hot weather, and the temperatures have been in the 30s, and the humidity has been quite extreme. But so I've come out early to keep it cool, and as you can see here, not terribly busy, but ordinarily that can get very busy. Now I know that this, from walking around here, is very horsey country. A lot of people have little bits of parcels of land here, and they do have horses. I've walked down here before. Just gone past a very expensive place or area to live, Rodell. Lots of nice beautiful cottages, I have to say, with property. I always feel that sense of, no, this is very private, don't film our houses. Quite a bit of land around, horses and all that sort of thing. I feel very conspicuous when you walk past these, and I don't know why that is, but fortunately I have now got past all of that, and we are heading out into the countryside, and we'll leave those properties, and we have some amazing views ahead of us. Look at this. So what we're looking at here is the north face of the South Downs, just below Sullington there. We have Kithurst Hill and the Chantry, I think it's called, up there on the top, and there's some fantastic walks there which will take you to places like Harrow Hill and Black Patch Hill, I think it is, sites of Neolithic man. And I imagine down in this area there would have been farmsteads of the Saxons, probably, and I dare say somewhere there must have been some streams coming out of the downlands. I don't know for certain, but that's a very common story all along here. And we've got this hedge in here which looks like it's got a little bit of maple in it, I think. That looks like a little bit of maple. We've got hawthorn, of course, and what else we've got? There's hazel, bit of hazel in here, look. So and of course brambles. I think there's some rosehip in there, doesn't surprise me at all. This is a rather delightful little footpath at the edge of these large fields. And I'm often bemoaning the large fields with the single mono crop, and people may think that I'm continually blaming farmers per se, and I just want to make it clear I'm not actually blaming farmers for the monoculture. I think that farmers have been put into an awkward position and have been pushed into growing in this way, and the way the distribution has been set up has put farmers in a difficult position that they're forced to do this. So I know I'm bound to get comments from people going, oh, you're just banging on about, you know, farmers. We need farmers to help feed us. Just pause here for a moment to have a look at this rather beautiful oak tree along this route. Wow, the girth of this is quite big. This is an old tree, beautiful old oak tree in this old bit of hedgerow, and that must mean this hedgerow is actually quite ancient, even though it's quite bare now. I reckon this whole, what is this, about 10 foot wide? I reckon that is quite an ancient bit of hedgerow here. It is lovely to get out on an early morning, just as the creatures are slowly packing away their nighttime or nocturnal wanderings, wary because of man, and there's still the odd rabbit, possibly a hare, a stoat or a weasel, various birds looking for the early morning worms and all of that. And it's lovely, especially when there's, you know, nobody else around and no people with their dogs to chase all these animals off, and you get to witness that. I love that. And as I said before, it's going to be another hot day. We've had this hot weather, so to come out when there's a light breeze is just wonderful. I'm walking somewhat backwards because the sun is behind me, and if I turn round, I'll just be in silhouette. Wildlife Conservation Headland, no access, keep to bridle path. Well, I do intend to do that. I think that means the actual field systems, but we're going to go through this gate here, which looks like it's a little bit broken, but I can actually step over this actually. Go down this rather quaint little lane between two parcels of land with their own private gates. Little stone, that's not stone, brick, little brick hut. And then I think we're coming up to a paddock of horses. Oh no, paddock of cattle, I think. Yes, definitely not horses. And they're in that field there, the black blobs that you can see in the distance. Somebody's private driveway on the right here. And their house. All very nice if you can afford it. Which sadly, making YouTube videos, I can't. And we come up to another sign here, which we can go straight on, which I think would take us to the Sullington Road, or we can continue down this rather interesting path. Beware galloping horses is what it says. And if we look here, we see a course that the galloping horses would take. It's interesting, I'm just treading on this stuff. I think it's some wool that they've put down to soften the surface for the horses' hooves. It's I guess it's wool or some sort of artificial stuff in huge quantities which they've laid down. Absolutely fascinating. Don't know about that. Right, we are coming through the last section, I think. I believe we go through this field of wheat and we should then come up towards Sullington Manor and the church. Well, I was right. The end of that field, and suddenly here we are at St Mary's. We've got the manor, Sullington Manor here, with the tithe barn just down there, and an extended graveyard opposite me. But the whole purpose was to get to the church, which we shall do. That's the east end on our right and the west end on the left. And I'm going to walk around the church, just have a brief look at the outside of the church. Oh, I can't get completely around this side, but we can see some of the flint work here and the Horsham stone on the roof, which is very nice. And then we get to see a little bit of the manor house. If we poke our noses there, we see a beautiful old manor house. What it would be to live in a place like that. Crunching on the gravel around this nave, and then this great big tower here with this ancient stonework. And as we come round, we see more of the manor house. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Beautiful doorway. Oh, and let's, just before we go, have a look at this rather smashing yew tree. This is beautiful looking yew tree here. Slightly knurled and wizened and ancient, with a very large bole that seems in good shape and healthy. And so I think it is by the yew tree that I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron, support what I do, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.